Hello and welcome to another episode of Humanhood 101's Parental Confessions. I will host this episode. My name is Brooklyn Adamma Lemons and welcome to Alpha's Confessions Part 2.
She did that pretty well. All right. Thank you for having me on my podcast.
Yeah, you've been waiting to do this for a while.
Yeah, we have.
When was that? Like a few months? That was months ago when you were like, I want to have a podcast with you.
Yeah, we talked about doing an episode, but we're very busy, but we have to prioritize ourselves a little better.
Yeah, we're doing a musical.
Yeah, we're doing a musical together, y'all.
We're doing The Color Purple, and we're both leads.
Yeah, that's it. It's a pleasure to be a parent and have opportunity to be expressive through the arts, but it's a whole nother joy. It's a whole nother bliss to be able to perform with your child. That's like, there's no words for it. There's really no words for it. So
Color Purple, right, is from the February 4th to February 6th. He is in charge.
Don't tell him. I'm in charge of what?
Of sending the mailing list.
That's okay. You see what kind of child I have right off the bat, right?
I am bossy.
So I don't, but you ain't bossing me, especially on my podcast. So really quick, I'm not in charge of anything Color Purple. Color Purple is going to be produced and directed, and I don't even know all the words to say because it's an amazing organization through Broadway in the Hood, ran by Mr. Toy Russell. So I'm grateful to, again, be able to perform and do something with my child. That's awesome. But we're not here to talk about Color Purple. That's all this child is wanting to talk about. We might talk about it later, but we're here because this is Alpha's Confessions, part what? What did it say?
Part 2.
Part 2. Sorry, thank you. Keeping it on point. Alpha's Confessions, part 2. And you have some questions for me, right?
Yes.
You have. She has some stuff. I don't know what she's gonna ask me. I think I might know a couple questions, but she has some stuff she just wrote down. So she's gonna be able to catch me off guard. So y'all gonna catch the real deal here. So all right. So we might as well jump right into it.
Okay. My first question.
How
would you feel?
Hold up. This is actually kind of nerve-wracking. Let me breathe.
Okay, I'll wait.
All right, let's go.
Okay. How would you feel if I started eating meat? Like all of a sudden tomorrow I start eating meat.
Okay, so all right. So she's a what? We don't eat too much other than
pescatarian.
Fish. We will eat some fish every now and then. And we're looking like both of us are actually starting to not want to eat that anymore.
Yes.
It's getting weird, right? Yes. So we're mostly plant-based other than fish. We don't consume dairy, eggs, nothing,
milk,
kind of that stuff. We don't deal with any of that. So this is why she's asking me what was the question?
Well, how would you feel if I started eating meat?
If you started eating...
And if I kept it a secret from you for a long time. Or like, what if I started eating meat at my grandparents' house? And then I told you like a month later. How would you feel?
Okay, so there's some things happening there. The word secret, right? Mm-hmm. Now, parents, your kids are going to have... They're going to have some things that they don't tell you.
Yep.
No matter how close you are with them, because there are some things that you don't tell your children.
Yep.
Okay. So it works both ways. I think what needs to be established is the trust in the child and the parent to know if there's something that needs to be told that they tell. If there's some harm involved, if it's something that's going to affect somebody, if they need to speak up. That could be tricky. But I don't like secrets, and I would prefer that I know everything she knows. I'm not even gonna lie to you, right? But anyway, to get to the question, if you were eating meat and I didn't know about it, and you told me, which is you told me at least, like this, I'm sure there's some things I still need to tell my mom, and my father.
Yeah.
Probably. So, well, that's on you. I think to be real, I think that's on you. I don't think I would be. Only thing I would be upset about, and I shouldn't say upset. The only thing that would move me a little bit.
Trigger something.
I don't even know about trigger. I would be moved because you didn't say something because.
I was keeping it secret from you.
You were keeping it secret.
Like a whole
That's
month.
That's for a whole month. But I guess I have to, the fact that you did tell me means something else, and how I react in that would make the difference. So,
yeah.
But that's on you. You want to eat something and, I would say pay attention to your body. And when your body starts to speak to you, when you put certain things in your, inside, that you respond to it and that you are in tune with what you're dealing with and you're paying attention to what you're putting in your body. You know exactly what it is you're putting in your body. What am I supposed to say? Yes, it is what it is. But I would have a problem with, that would be a problem with me and your grandparents too. Your grandparents and I would be like, come on, y'all gonna do it like that. So that's the answer to the question. That's on you. Mm-hmm. I would only hope that you remember how to be analytical with what you're doing with yourself, with your body, and what you're putting in your body.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Next, this is a really personal question.
Okay.
How old were you when you had your first girlfriend?
How old was I
when you had your first girlfriend?
My first girlfriend. Let's see. That's interesting because what do you consider a girlfriend? What is a girlfriend? Or what is a boyfriend? What is that?
Someone close to the relationship between you and Jacinth. Let's just say that.
Jacinth and I are married.
Yeah, close to that's close.
So something close to marriage?
How do I explain this?
You're talking about as a child. Is that how you're talking about the childhood experience?
Some people have boyfriends and girlfriends as children.
Okay, so you're asking me the youngest age I've said. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry, y'all. It's hard to take these questions without asking questions.
You know what I'm saying, girlfriend.
Maybe I do. Okay, so, all right. How old was I? I think I was actually the first time, I want to say 13. I want to say 13.
13?
Yeah.
13?
Yeah, I want to say 13. And I was in grade 8.
Grade 8.
Yep. And she was in grade 11.
What?
Yeah. 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 So.
How was... Okay, that's just interesting. That's just interesting. Okay, I'm okay.
Listen, but I didn't know what I was doing. I think it was more so. I think it was more so for others than it was for myself. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was going on tour. I was just starting a tour with the Boys Choir of Harlem. I was relatively still like the city was new to me. Harlem was new to me. And Brooklyn was kind of new to me. I was originally, I don't rep this, but I was born in the Bronx, but most of my younger childhood was usually in Queens, so in the suburbs, of Queens. So it was, green and lush and fun and safe. And there was
Grass.
no worry, no care. And then, moving to Harlem and Brooklyn and, dealing with that was a little different. So I was doing, I that wasn't really for me. Maybe I liked her. I don't know, possibly. But I think I wanted other people to see, that I could be cool, that I could have a girlfriend, that I could, have something, So, yeah. I know it's weird, I know. But again, as children, sometimes I think I did that as a child. I think it was more about outside of me than it was inside, So.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Next question. What you got? How am I doing so far?
You're doing good. Very good.
I hope I am.
So next question. For your first child, did you really want a girl?
I never thought about what I wanted.
Or why?
I never thought about what I wanted because before I had the opportunity to think about wanting either a boy or girl first, because a lot of people want a boy or a girl, right? And then some people just like, I want a healthy child, But I just, I was given a message, and it was interpreted through my dream that I had, that I would have a girl first, that my first child would be a little girl. And in the dream, I saw what you looked like. I saw the way it felt to look in your eyes. And it was awesome.
Did that actually look like that when I was a baby?
You did. You did. You looked exactly. There was a stage in infancy where I remember seeing you looking that way.
That's cool.
Absolutely. It is pretty cool, yeah.
Okay. Do you trust me to make my own decisions?
Do I trust you to make your own decisions? I trust you to make your own decisions to a certain degree. Yeah. But I would have to trust myself even more. And I would have to trust my teaching and my facilitation a little bit more. And you would have to show that I'm facilitating and teaching well as a parent for me to be able to say, okay, she's good. So it goes both ways, but it'll be more about me than you, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for the next question?
I'm ready for the next question.
Why didn't you tell me that that you and my mom were separated? You see him?
I think I didn't tell you because I didn't understand how to speak to you and how to make you understand what I was just beginning to understand. Mm-hmm. And what I was just beginning to explain to myself, to explain that to my little girl, I didn't understand how to do it. So what we do sometimes as parents and as people, we just find a way around it. And I think my way around it was to say, at least to myself and or you, that you're not ready to understand and you're not mature enough to understand. And it's, something that we don't need to discuss because we're still going to do what we need to do for us, and you'll be fine and you'll have everything you need. But that's not the right thing to do. that is not the right thing to do. And sometimes as parents, we know it's not the right thing to do, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're just reacting and doing what we need to do. So to answer the question, I think it's because I didn't understand how. One. Number two, which might or probably should be number one, I was probably afraid. I think it was a fear factor involved. And I mean, eventually I did at some point.
You did?
I think so, yeah.
I just figured that out, and I asked.
Well, you asked.
Yeah, I asked.
But I told you. But we talked about it. And because I ain't have to talk about it. I could be like, ain't none of your business. That's just grown folks' business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You know, I could be on that. You know, there's parents that are on that sometimes. So, does that answer your question?
Yes, it answers my question.
Okay, she's got a whole setup here.
I'm
like,
trying to figure out which question I'm doing next. Okay,
she's got little check marks. Like she's.
Oh, that's a good one. How would you feel if I told you I have a boyfriend?
How would I feel when?
If I told you I have a boyfriend, I don't know. Let me think of the age. 12. By the way, some of these he wrote down.
Some of them, but I don't remember them.
It was.
And some of them you wrote down.
This one you wrote down.
Right. So this is the one I wrote down?
Yep.
Oh, I don't remember it. Wow. I don't know. I ain't think about that. I think I would want to know why. I would want to know what you like about this person, this boy. I want to know about his parents. Yeah, I want to know about his parents. Yeah, that could give me a great idea about what kind of person he is by knowing and learning and being in, a situation with his parents. I need to know him. I need to look in his eyes. I need to shake his hand. I need to hear his voice. I need to have a conversation, those kind of things. I mean, I can't stop you from doing anything. I don't want to stop you from doing anything. I want you to have your experiences, and I want them to be the best experiences that you ever have in your life, But I'm gonna be up on certain things. Like, mostly because I was a boy, and I remember what it was like to be a boy. And I know sometimes as a boy, you got to work through some things, I know sometimes a boy, you're responding and you're making choices with different parts of yourself other than your brain or your conscious mind. Parents know what I'm talking about. Fathers out there in Adamma, you gonna learn that, boys don't always think with their heads. They don't always think with their thoughts, Sometimes they're acting and reacting because of other things, other attractions, other stimulations.
I have a brother. He's had like 15 girlfriends already.
So she's on it a little. She's on it a little bit, and we're gonna have a continued conversation. What else you got for me?
Oh, wait. Okay.
Wait, did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Okay. What else you got for me?
Okay. Only 2, 3. Dang. Okay.
Come on now. We've been talking for a while.
What did you like about Jacent?
What did I like about Jacent?
Like, what made you attract to her or stuff like that?
She's talking about her, what they call bonus mom.
Yeah.
My wife, Jacent Wamala. What I like about her. She ain't pay me no mind.
Wait.
That was the first thing that she wasn't interested.
So it made you more interested in her?
Yeah.
She's not interested in you?
Because everyone else, the first time, I saw her, first time I met her, everyone else was They gave me whatever attention that I was getting at the time, except for her. So I was like, who is this? What is she thinking about? What is she doing? What's her mind?
That made me curious.
It made me curious.
Okay, interesting.
Because she's completely different from every single other person.
Yeah, I remember the first time I met Justin, I was 5. It was at Sam and Pendy's house. And she was like, hi. I was like, hi.
That wasn't the first time you met her.
That wasn't?
No.
What?
You probably don't remember. You were very young. It was actually, I believe, well, I'm going to get her in here and ask her. No, I remember it was Tribal Night. It was a cultural performance we did at the Baba stage. Wasa and all of the amazing drummers. And I started drumming with Eric and Papa, and Sam was there. And she was one of the dancers, and it was a fashion show, and you actually walked.
Oh, I was 5. I remember that. I remember that.
That was the first day.
You were hugging her all over her at that time.
No.
In the picture.
Maybe I wanted to, but anyway, yeah, you were walking up and down the aisle
in that purple dress.
That's right. So that's what it was. And then once I began to learn more about who she is and what her dreams were, it was a wrap. I just had to figure out my own dreams the right way and get my mindset in order. And then that's when her and I began to connect, but not before then. Even though, I don't know. So anyway, next question.
Okay, I'm making up a bunch of questions. Why did you divorce with your first wife?
What? Boy. Because she was she needed help. She needed a lot of help. And there wasn't anything that I could do to help her. She needed help from, I can't even say, she needed a help that I couldn't give her. And I married her for the wrong reason, for the wrong purpose. I think a lot of people that they get married for the wrong reasons. I think a lot of people view marriage the wrong way. The whole concept kind of becomes a construct. And I was a part of that submission. I was involved with that. So I wasn't thinking about myself, how I can connect with this person. I wasn't thinking about what my future would really look like with this person. I was just, again, kind of doing the same thing I did when I was maybe 12 or 13. And just like, oh, this is cool. This would be awesome. I've never done this before. I know I was intelligent enough to understand the things that I should always analyze, but you analyze them, to a certain degree because you think you're going to receive something even greater. So
I have another question. Do I have any other siblings except for the two the one that's already born and the other one that's in the womb?
She coming raw, y'all.
I'm getting questions.
That's not my question.
Curious.
Most of these questions are not my questions.
Because when I met Tuesday at Broadway in the Hood, I felt like she was my long lost sister. Something was telling me something.
Oh, wow. You and this child developing in Jacinth's womb, as far as I know, are my only offspring.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I know, I'm crazy.
Parental confessions, it is what it is. I might have, somebody. Wow.
I just got
y'all.
Because I just started feeling like her sister.
Next question. What we got? Come on. interview.
Do I frustrate you sometimes?
You have. You have. But now, so I understand it's not you frustrating me if I'm moved anyways, because it's something that I'm dealing with. Regardless of what you do, you can drop something and break it and spill a whole pot of food or whatever the case is. The issue is if I react or respond a certain way, the issue is me. It got nothing to do with you.
Okay.
So no, the answer is no. Did I used to? Absolutely, and I think a lot of parents deal with that.
Okay. This is yes, so I'm gonna circle that. Yes, okay. Okay.
What else you got?
Oh man, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Why do you want me to be in dance? Like, why did you start me in dance?
I can't hear you. I don't think.
Why did you start me in dance?
Okay. Actually, I didn't really want you in dance at first. No, I wanted you. What I wanted, and again, parents, what you want is not important. But
I already know what you're about to say.
I wanted you to fight.
Yeah, that's why you put me in capoeira. But
That's
then
why I put
it
you
was
in
dancing,
capoeira.
so I just kept dancing.
Right. I had her in this little program they had called Baby Jiu-Jitsu, and she probably doesn't remember that. And then from there, she also did capoeira. I'm sure she remembers the capoeira.
Yes, I remember the capoeira.
And I was going to move, keep having her practice both. I wanted you to do both capoeira and jiu-jitsu. And before I can get you back in jiu-jitsu, you started dancing. I took, and dancing was and it's what spoke to you. What spoke to you. And you actually did that before you did capoeira.
Yeah.
You started dancing when you were 2.
I did baby jiu-jitsu. No, I didn't. I was 1.5.
Okay.
Or
yes.
1.
Excuse me.
Something like that.
Excuse me. But she was dancing in a very, I had her in a dance class just to, have a movement and to be involved and hear the drums and be around other people that looks like her and just have something to tie into her other side of her cultures.
Both of my cultures.
And then what happened was, I am a musician. So the drummers were like, hey, you want to come up here and drum? I was like, no, I don't, I can, I do other things. And son pulled me up there. And then that's how I started to learn and practice West African drumming.
And then I was doing West African dancing. So now he drums in my classes that Saturday.
Yeah.
West Las Vegas Arts Center. 10:30 a.m. on Saturdays. Yeah.
She just giving plugs and everything. But yeah, we'll talk about all that when we close out.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why. Right? You said why did I put you in dance?
Yeah.
I think it just stuck. I didn't really put you in it. I didn't choose it for you. I was just looking to just expose you to different things. I always expose you to different things when you're younger. Most of them you don't remember because you were involved. I had you do everything, but dancing was one thing that when you were mature enough to ask for it consistently, I responded to it. You would ask to go to the museum sometime. You would ask to go to the preserved springs. You wanted to go hiking sometimes. You wanted to do all kind of different things. But one thing that you always spoke about was dancing.
And I would always cry if I wouldn't get my way to go to dance class.
You just keep forgetting. Yeah. So, all right, what's your next question?
Okay, my next question. Are you proud of me? How so or why not?
Am I proud of you? Always. How so? I'm proud of you because you always find a way to grow. And you always find a way to get past your whatever your challenges are, no matter how hard they are. You might sometimes take a longer road, but there hasn't been anything that you haven't been able to master. I've seen you constantly master your experiences, even if, and I'm hard on you. So you are faced with some things that most children are not faced with. At the same time, you're also kind of
lucky.
Yeah, you're also privileged. You're also privileged. So it's interesting, because I'm strict with you, but I'm also open with you. So,
okay.
So that's I'm proud of you always.
How did you feel about me being in The Color Purple?
I didn't want you in it, The Color Purple. I didn't even want to do The Color Purple. I've still to this day, I've never seen the film. And I'm going to play one of the major roles in a couple weeks. And I'm not going to watch the film. I've seen a couple clips, I think, of something, but I've not watched the film. The music I did listen to, but no, I didn't want you in it. And the issue for me was I was at that moment dealing with stories of pain and struggle and trauma and enslavement and being beat and being whipped and being, I was tired of that. I was tired of we have a lot of movies and films like that. But it was actually you who pointed it out to me because you actually read the script before I did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, weeks before I did.
Yep.
Almost a month before I did. And I only gave it to her just to glance at.
But I started getting interested.
I trusted that she was mature enough to deal with it. She doesn't know the story. I'm like, well, you're going to, this is the world you want to live in. You want to do this music, this theater and television and all these things. So you might as well, understand that this is something that's real, and this is also something that can be portrayed on the screen or in theater. And sometimes there are children involved. So here we go. I'm teaching my child about these things. So what was your question? I'm sorry. Why did I get you in it? So yeah, I didn't really want you in it. I wanted to keep you away from that. But then you were the one that actually told me. You said, it has a good ending. You said it has a good ending. And I was like, I don't want to play no mean, character. I don't want to play somebody that's kind of evil or whatever.
And you said, it's a good ending, and he turned just like you.
Well, I don't know if he turned just like me, but he turned out to be, a pretty interesting person in the end. So pretty interesting in the beginning as well, understanding people who they are. So anyway, I didn't want you to do it. I didn't want to do it. But here we are, and I'm grateful for it because we have to understand that stories do have multiple endings, and there's sometimes where we go through things and we have triumph, and that's what we want. We want to have triumph and mastery of our experiences. And I think as much trauma as we've experienced, and as much trauma we have in our bones and in our DNA, a lot of us don't really understand it. And I think being able to do this musical gives a different perspective and a different feeling of understanding. So, but no, I didn't want you to do it. So.
Okay. You're getting very emotional. You're about to cry.
I'm not about to cry, but.
Why are you?
Because I was hinting for you to speak into the mic, but anyway.
Whatever.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
what we got? Because I think we have to, it's almost time to tell these folks our powerful parenting tip of the episode. But do you have one more? I think you have one more question.
No.
You good? Yeah?
Mm-hmm, good.
Okay.
Well, actually, okay. Why didn't you like reading when you were younger?
Wow. I thought that was between us. Okay. Why didn't I like reading when I was younger? And this child reads tons of books. But so I didn't like it because I preferred to just wander off in my mind, in my imagination. Number one. Number two, I had a bad experience with reading. I think I was reading in front of a bunch of people, a classroom or whatever, and I didn't read too well, and I was laughed at, and it kind of like pushed me away from wanting to read for a while. So reading, and then I think that kind of stuck on me for several years of my childhood, until I began to explore the power of books and reading, and jumping into others' imagination and histories.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's your interview.
Yeah, I guess.
How'd I do?
You did good.
Wow. Okay, you did pretty well too. You're pretty good at this.
And you brushed your beard out before you did it. That's good.
You see, so anyways, so thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Humanhood 101's Parental Confessions. I just want to say that I'm again grateful to have my child on my show with me. This is awesome. I look forward to doing more things with you.
Me too. This was fun.
It's a lot of fun. I told y'all this is a 4-part series. So this was Alpha's Confessions, Part 2. Part 3 we'll have another guest.
Who is it? Tell me.
I'm not telling you because you got a big mouth.
I don't.
Yeah, you really do.
I don't.
She's talking about keeping secrets, but she can't keep a secret to save her life.
I can keep a secret to save my life.
Okay, that's a weird little voice. That's weird.
I can keep a secret to save my life.
All right, so the powerful parenting tip of this episode is for all of us to remember to understand your very best who your child is, what they like, what they love, who they want to become, and not getting in the way of them reaching their dreams with your own ambition and with your own dreams of what you might or might not want for your child. All right, that's it. See, that's why I knew. Go ahead, get your last but.
Okay, so.
It's a long episode, y'all. Go ahead.
I didn't want it to be short.
It's not about what you want. It's only supposed to be 32 minutes, and now we done went over like 30, 40, but.
Okay, so children's West African dance classes are at the West Las Vegas Art Center from 10:30 to 11:30. Adults classes are Saturdays from what time?
How are you not gonna you're gonna give the advertising? You're gonna from 12 p.m. to 1.
12 p.m. to 1. That's what I thought.
Drum classes are from 9:30 to 10:30.
Yep.
Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Humanhood 101's Parental Confessions.
We are also.
Did she just cut me off? You see, we're going to have a conversation when we get off this show. So again, thank you all for joining in. Thank you for listening to Adamma's first, hopefully not last, interview. And we will see you soon, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
Crazy kid.
Sorry.